Hi, this is Mindy Muller with Community Development Professionals, and this week we are focusing on succession planning. This is not a topic that a lot of nonprofits have thought much about or frankly want to think about, but every organization goes through leadership changes and we need to be prepared. And so some key things that we want to talk about with succession planning. There's really 4 stages. The first is your needs assessment. Take a look at where you are. What is it that you do? What's the mission that you have? How are leaders part of your organization? What do those job descriptions look like? How are you organized? What's that organizational chart look like? And how are you filling those roles currently? So the first step is pre-need. It's before you have to have any idea about how you're going to transition to new leadership to do that initial needs assessment. Get a picture of where you are. The second stage is leadership identification and development. Who has already been part of your story that you can move into leadership positions? We need to be nurturing talent. We need to be identifying talent. We need to, the extent that we can, hire and promote from within. So do an assessment, and then let's look at your leadership identification and develop and nurture those leaders that can fulfill those roles as you move forward. The third stage is that at the point of need is your transition process. How are we going to identify who is ready to move up? How are we going to fill those roles? And then how do we look at what else do we need and prepare to maybe hire from the outside? We need to have a transition map that's very clear about timeline and how all those moves are going to work for our organization. And then the fourth stage is communication and implementation. We have got to be primo communicators when we talk about doing succession planning. It is important that we tell first the family, the people on the inside, then we talk about those who are supporters, our volunteers, and our donors, and then we communicate externally. Make sure that there's a map for how we're going to transition, how we're going to communicate, and how we're going to implement. If you want more information, visit us at cdp.training. We would love to help you think through your succession plan. My name is Mindy Muller. I'm with Community Development Professionals. Have an impactful day.